Welcome to the world of DTKellogg, the keeper of the stone and the wielder of flame. Enjoy.
Captain's log, Day 2. The dreadnought cut through the morning haze as the archipelago drifts into view. Scattered pale stone islands rising from the sea like giant's teeth. Rather pretty if you enjoy rocks, but I have no intention of admiring the scenery. But the moment I step off the ship and onto the shore of Granite Harbor, I feel something beneath my boots, a pulse, ancient, powerful. The sort of thing bards become unbearably dramatic about. I ignore it. Ancient mysteries rarely pay. Merchant ships, however, pay magnificently. That is why we came. I want shipping routes, cargo manifest, and the vessel that was slow, wealthy, and defended by people who consider strong-worded objections as an acceptable naval strategy. Waylon wanders off towards the docks to listen to the tide. I've learned that meant he's gonna gamble with the sailors until one accidentally loses the entire shipping schedule in a card game. Magnificent. Kelda disappears into the market. Gods preserve every merchant within a mile. The rest of the crew scatter into the town. As for me, gambling sounds like a good idea. I go to the tavern. The smell of rum, damp timber, pipe smoke, and questionable life choices wrap around me like a good old friend. Cards slap the table, dice rattle, sailors argue over whose story is the least believable. In the corner, somebody is murdering a sea shanty. Perfect. I settle into a crowded table, my pearl-handled pistol resting comfortably on my hip. Confidence. People are my element. Ember perches upon my shoulder, his tiny ember-lit feathers glowing faintly. He immediately begins judging people. Ember has strong opinions about everyone. He generally expresses them by relieving himself on them. Behave, I whisper. We're gathering information today, he chirps innocently, which is Ember's language, meaning absolutely not. A few hands of cards, several mugs of ale, and the entire respectable amount of encouragement, and I have exactly what I want. People are so wonderfully predictable. Give them enough drink and encouragement, and they'll tell you everything. Just tell them what they wish were true, and then they'll swear you're their oldest friend. Reading people is somewhat of a specialty. For me, it's easier than reading books. I've learned that there's a merchant vessel called the Golden Lattice, fat with spices, silk, and enough gold to make TikTok hyperventilate. She'll be passing through the archipelago tomorrow morning. It's too perfect. I just have time to lift my mug when the tavern doors burst open. Kelda staggers inside, clutching a bag of trinkets, as though it contains her last hope of survival. Zelda, she gasped. I want to go back to the ship. I don't care if it rocks. I don't care if it smells. Little John enters behind her with a solemn expression of a physician delivering dreadful news. Kelda is experiencing acute psychological distress, he announces to the entire tavern. She has witnessed a traumatic event that requires immediate intervention. I sigh. A fishman and a goat and a child, Kelda whispers. Right. Before I can ask any follow-up questions, a scream echoes outside. Then another. Then several. Then delightful sounds of buildings and things breaking. Sahuagin, someone shouts. Well, whatever these Sahuagins are, I suppose I should act proper. Dread pirates don't cower. I straighten up and on my feet before the chair hits the floor. Everyone outside! You know, because back up, maybe, someone will beat me out the door. Half the taverns charged into the street. The other half decided hiding beneath the table was an admirable strategy. If only. But here I am, making a show of it. Outside, chaos rules. Xerthus would indeed be pleased. The sea boils with Sahuagin. They surge from the surf, all teeth, fins, and unpleasant intentions, I'm sure. Waylon appears beside me, and we both grin at each other. Adventure, he says. Apparently, I respond. Zeltha raises his trident, lightning dances between the prongs. Thorkin charges in headlong into the fray, shouting something heroic. T-Willy simply punches the nearest fishman so hard he forgets which direction is up. Little John begins explaining long-term psychological consequences of predatory behavior while simultaneously clubbing the Sahuagin unconscious. Odd, but effective therapy. TikTok attempts an acrobatic flip. Against all probability, it works. He lands squarely on top of Sahuagin and accidentally skewers it straight through the spine. Magnificent. 10, I say. His score, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, you know. And as soon as I look in front, Sahuagin are rushing at me. Ember swoops overhead and deposits a steamy surprise directly on its head. The creature freezes, horrified in confusion. Good bird, I say, drawing my pistol. The crimson bolt erupts from the barrow and strikes the Sahuagin squarely between his eyes. It collapses with an extremely satisfying hiss. The petal dissolves into a glorious, complete chaos. Steel flashing, lightning crackling, fishmen falling limp, and T really continuing to solve every technical problems with his fist. Magnificent. Then I spot a dwarf. It's floating face down in the shallows. One of the creatures is dragging him away. Oh no, one kidnaps my crew. To be honest, I don't really like Thorkin all that much, but he is my crew. So I charge into the surf and I roll over the dwarf and it's not Thorkin. Wrong dwarf. Oh, all for nothing. Blast. I glance around and several annoying Sahuagin are surrounding me. Oh, get off my areolas, I shout. I holster my pistol. Far too many targets. Far too close. Truly, I am terrified. Too many witnesses around, so naturally I am forced to smile. Oh, this is not how I am imagining my pirating career to go. No. But fire blooms naturally into my hands. I hurl blazing spears at the mob, and 2 Sahuagin collapse instantly. The rest continue advancing. Wonderful. That's sarcasm, if you weren't aware. In Primordial, I call upon ancient magic of my mistress. The ground blackens into thick ichor. Black tendrils rise up, wrapping around their fins and legs. The creatures shriek as they struggle. Oh, I like this much better. I grab the dwarf by her collar. She doesn't move. Good heavens, dwarves are astoundingly dense. Oh well, not my funeral. I gave up trying to drag her and settled for throwing more fire. Considerably more. Looks like we're having a fish fry. The cliffs tremble. For just a heartbeat, I could have sworn I heard a seagull say, "The wielder of flame has saved the keeper of stone." Waylon looks around. You heard that too? I rather hope I hadn't. The remaining Sahuagin broke ranks, and they fled into the sea. The battle was over. People emerged from their hiding, cheering us on. Everyone shouts, "Heroes!" Another one cries, "The prophecy begins!" I open my mouth to ask, which prophecy are y'all going on about? But then Kelda grabs my sleeve. "Can we please go back to the ship now?" Splendid idea. I suddenly find myself in a desperate need for a shot of fireball. Imber, ever the professional, flies overhead and relieves himself on one last retreating Sahuagin just for good measure. One must finish the job properly. And just like that, our plans to rob a wealthy merchant ship is postponed by the inconvenient business of becoming local heroes. The rescued dwarf, whoever she is, turns out to be remarkably important. The town rewards us with respectable purse of coin, not nearly as much as piracy would have earned us, but still. For one day's work, it isn't half bad. Besides, heroes are trusted, and trusted people hear wonderfully interesting secrets. That may prove more useful in the future. Thank you for your likes and subscriptions. The story Keeper of the Stone and Wielder of the Flame is from the Princess Pirate series by DTKellogg. AI was used in this production.
You mermaids. Tell that story, Captain.
He said, I'd like to make dinner out of your little minner. Said, you better leave my little minner be. I went home with the mermaid and woke up with the manatee.